So with many of us being stuck at home under quarantine or stay-at-home orders because of this coronavirus pandemic, I know a lot of us are dreaming about the day that we can get out of our houses again and go enjoy a nice meal at one of our favorite restaurants. So today I thought I would talk about my favorite places to eat in Bothell, Washington. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Nathan Barnes with the Barnes Home Sales team at Keller Williams Realty Bothell. And today I wanted to talk about places to eat. If you remember a few videos back, I did a video on the 5 reasons to move to Bothell, Washington. And one of the reasons in there was places to eat. And when I did that video, I said, look, I could probably do an entire video just on places that I like to eat. I wasn't kidding. This is that video. So today I'm going to talk about my favorite places to eat in Bothell, Washington, so that when we're done being quarantined, we can all go out to eat. Also, many of these places are open for curbside pickup and some even for delivery during the pandemic that we're going through right now. And I know a lot of these businesses, they're locally owned and they're struggling to survive because their business has dwindled so much. So if you are somebody who's looking for a place to pick up food from in Bothell or have food delivered, this is your video. I would also add that I am not affiliated with any of these restaurants whatsoever. This is just my own personal opinion of places that I like to eat and that my family and I enjoy going to. So that's what I'm going to talk about. So the first restaurant I want to talk about is Revolve Food and Wine. This is one of my favorite places to dine because if you don't know, I have celiac disease, which makes it very difficult for me to dine out. I always have to ask a bunch of questions to find out whether or not I can actually eat the food. Is it gluten-free? What conditions was it prepared under, etc. I don't have to worry about that with Revolve Food and Wine because this place, as well as being non-GMO and grain-free, is also 100% gluten-free. So I can order anything on the menu I want. One of my favorite things to eat there is this appetizer that they have that is bacon-wrapped dates, and they're just fantastic. I can't recommend this place highly enough. It's locally owned. They are open for carry-out right now. So if you are looking, I believe you have to schedule a little bit ahead of time, but you just call, place your order, and then you can go pick it up. So the next restaurant I want to talk about is the Beardsley Public House. This is another one of my favorite restaurants. It's part of the John Howie family of restaurants. This place has a 10-barrel brewery on site where they brew all their own beers. They grind their own meat, bake their own bread. They even cure their own meat in their own separate charcuterie kitchen. It's got a lovely laid-back pub-style atmosphere. You can get fantastic burgers, pizzas. They also have a lot of gluten-free options because obviously any restaurant I go to, I'm going to look for places that have gluten-free options. They have a fantastic gluten-free pizza dough. It's amazing. I love getting the pizzas there. And they even have a decent gluten-free bun, which if you have been to restaurants and you try the gluten-free buns, it's kind of hard to find ones that don't taste like sawdust. This actually tastes like a regular bun. I don't mind getting it. Next up is Passion Tequila. This is a locally owned Mexican restaurant. It's been in the Bothell community for 17 years. The chef takes great pride in all of his food preparation and especially his margaritas, which are absolutely amazing. It's a lovely, wonderful, cozy family feel. The tortilla chips are unbelievable. Also, my personal favorite is their enchiladas because I love enchiladas. But this is a great place to go with your friends after work for a happy hour or to go for a family dinner or just go and dine by yourself. It's cozy, wonderful. I can't speak highly enough about this restaurant. Now, no Bothell dining list would be complete without talking about Uncle Pizzas. If you love pizza, Uncle Pizzas is the place to go. They've been in Bothell for over 25 years. They're right up on 228th, up on the top of Nike Hill. They do carry out or delivery. They also have a really good gluten-free crust for their pizza. Are you sensing a theme? Yeah. Anywhere I go, I'm going to find a place that I can eat gluten-free. I love them. They're very involved in the community. Pete, or Uncle Pizza, is just a fantastic, friendly guy. I've spoken to him many times when we've been in his restaurant. My family loves getting food from there. In fact, we just took out a pizza from there last night and had a little picnic in our backyard while we're, stuck here quarantined at home. So if you want pizza, go to Uncle Pizza's. You won't regret it. All right, now, also, no Bothell dining list would be complete without talking about a breakfast spot. And for me and my family, our favorite breakfast spot is the Crystal Creek Cafe. This is part of a family of locally owned cafes on the east side that started back in the 1980s in Redmond. They started with the Village Cafe in Redmond. They also have the Woodinville Cafe, the Issaquah Cafe, what are the other ones? The Sawmill Cafe, Mukilteo Speedway Cafe, and most recently, the Sammamish Cafe. That was a mouthful. They have a lot of cafes, but they're all fantastic. The breakfast is amazing. They each have their own theme. So if you go to the Woodinville Cafe, it's train themed. You'll see lots of memorabilia from trains and luggage. If you go to the Crystal Creek Cafe, the one here in Bothell, it's all airplane themed. So you'll see lots of old pictures of airplanes, etc. Also, the Crystal Creek Cafe is where they have their bakery that supplies their pies and cakes and homemade warm cinnamon rolls for all of their cafes. So if you dine at the Crystal Creek Cafe in Bothell, you get that stuff all when it's the freshest. So if you're looking for a great breakfast spot, that's what you should check out in my opinion. All right, next up is gonna be a little different. It's just a coffee stand, it's not a restaurant, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention Beccas Brew. This is my family's favorite coffee stand in all of Bothell, and believe me, there are a lot of choices for coffee in Bothell. But Beccas Brew is locally owned by Becca. She is the nicest, most down-to-earth person. She always greets you with a smile and a friendly conversation. She's also written some children's books, which I highly recommend. They're pretty cool. And as my wife says, her chai tea is the best thing in the world. It is pretty stinking good. I went and got the chai tea there the other day, and it's amazing. It's better than any chai tea you're going to get anywhere else. Again, it's a locally owned business, so I love supporting our locally owned businesses, and you will never pull up and not drive away smiling if you get coffee from Becca. So that's where I recommend you go for your coffee in Bothell. Now, the next restaurant I want to talk about is not in Bothell, but I can't do a video about my favorite restaurants without talking about my favorite restaurant. So anyone that knows me and my wife knows that when we have a special occasion to celebrate or we just want to go out for a nice dinner, we go to Daniel's Broiler. Now, where's Daniel's Broiler? It's a short drive south in Bellevue or in Seattle. They have multiple locations. We personally like to go to the Bellevue location the most because it's a quick, easy drive from Bothell down 405. It's also located up on the 21st floor, and the views of Lake Washington are amazing, especially if you get your reservations right around sunset and you look out, you can see downtown Seattle across the lake, and you can see the Olympic Mountains behind it on a clear day with the sun setting. It's a fantastic setting. Their steak is unbelievable. I can't say this enough. I love steak. I'll eat any steak. But their steak is mouth-watering, amazing. You have to try this place. They have also fantastic seafood, a huge wine bar. It's a comfortable, cozy setting with gorgeous views. So it's not technically in Bothell, but I couldn't not mention Daniel's Broiler on my list. All right, so those are all of my favorite restaurant and dining options. Like I said, a lot of these places are available for carryout while we're all stuck in our houses. I'm sure they're also really going to appreciate your business once this is all over and done with and we can actually get out of our houses and go out to eat again. Personally, I envision a lot of restaurants having huge wait lists in order to accommodate the amount of people that just want to get out and go out and enjoy a good night out and a good meal. If you like my channel and you like the content I produce, please click that subscribe button and don't forget to hit the little bell right next to it so you're notified every time I put out a new video. I get a new one every single Monday. And everyone, be safe, take care, and I will see you later. Bye.